What's up guys? Today I wanted to start something new on the channel. So we've been here playing Destiny for a couple of years now, and we've seen so many updates, changes and ups and downs in the game that I thought it was time we recognised some of the key moments in our history as Guardians and the Destiny universe alike. Introducing On This Day in Destiny History, a new series where we'll remember some of the key points in our collective experience over the past 2 years. So December the 8th, 2014, Destiny's been out in the wild for nearly 3 months and has seen a very mixed bag of reviews and reception from the audience and industry alike. Game Informer said Bungie's new game is not as gigantic or revolutionary as the hype may have led some to believe. In fact, it has several features that feel like missteps or problems, but that doesn't change the fact that the more I play it, the more I love it. I'm sure that many of us felt kinda similar at the time, and in many ways it still rings true today. One thing was for sure though, it was time to prepare for the first additional content drop for Destiny. So on December the 8th, 2014, patch 1.1 paved the way for the Dark Below expansion, increasing difficulty levels on daily heroic story missions, weekly heroics and nightfall strikes. The Dark Below was the first expansion to Destiny's universe, introducing new story content, gear, and Destiny's second raid experience, Crota's End. Not forgetting our now longtime friend, or associate at least depending on how you feel about her, Eris Morn arrived at the tower. I personally have pretty fond memories of this time in the game, but following the trend from the initial release of the game, the harsh reviews continued. IGN said the Dark Below is a huge missed opportunity, a mishmash of recycled ideas and content that fails to reinvigorate Destiny or address any of its biggest problems. Regardless of the minimal story context though, the issues with progression systems and a very cheesable raid, the Dark Below was a pretty important stepping stone for Destiny, demonstrating to developer Bungie that the player base wanted more content and more quality. Ultimately after this point, things mostly only ever got better for Destiny. Moving forward 1 year to December 2015, following the release of Destiny's biggest expansion, The Taken King, players were embracing the idea of live events in the game. After a year of requests to race Sparrows in Destiny, SRL was finally introduced. Sparrow Racing League brought new Sparrow-themed gear and vehicles, racing on 2 maps, and a host of Eververse microtransactions for emotes and vanity items which will remain controversial to this day. Despite the mixed reception from the audience though, SRL was a somewhat memorable experience. I personally remember trying to get one of those clat items so I could finally hit the max level of 320 light after weeks of grinding Kingsfall, which never happened by the way, but regardless of its issues, much like the Dark Below the year before, it was a stepping stone into the new type of content which would occupy the downtime between major releases. But it didn't end with SRL. Remember those pesky, or should I say invincible, Hammer Titans? Well, this patch would also mark the end of their reign of terror in the Crucible with nerfs to damage and damage resistance. Safe to say Hunters and Warlocks alike were rejoicing. Although the Striker Titan's Juggernaut shield was buffed by 14.3%, which got very little attention at the time, but you can certainly see why Jug Shield is so effective right now in the game. As well as SRL, there were more changes, including the buff to auto rifles, which caused some controversy because it made literally no difference, reduced pulse rifle damage, no more look in the chamber body shots with Irene, and also the introduction of 3 of coin rewards to the end of PvP matches. It's easy to forget now, but a vast host of the changes we remember from the last year happened on this week in 2015. Destiny has certainly come a long way for sure, and Bungie's approach to changes in the game has developed a ton. Just look at the hotfix patch notes from the Dark Below. That is literally it. A few lines with even fewer changes to the game, in contrast to what we see now in the game, and this is just for live events. Multiple balance and system changes to manage a world with much more content and an ever-hungering player base for Destiny. Of course, now in 2016, the next big event is around the corner. The Dawning will release next week with SRL, new strike activities, revamped xHOUNDISHx, and more. Despite how we feel about Destiny, Bungie have really amped up how they approach content, which can only mean good things for Destiny 2 in the relatively near future. So there you go guys, I just wanted to try out this new series and see what you guys think of it. Let me know down below if you want to see more of these videos, there's plenty more to reflect on, so I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you have nothing else to say though, leave the hashtag legend in the comments below or link it to me on Twitter to recognise our part in the history of this changing world. If you guys could leave a like or a dislike down below, it would really help me get an idea of what you guys think. But for now, thanks a lot for watching and you guys have a great day.